Let's get real for a moment. What exactly is Google? When you think about it, what comes to mind first? Most people would probably say, it's a search engine. That's the answer we've all been trained to give, almost without thinking. That familiar, clean, white page with the playful, colorful logo, your digital gateway to answers, directions, recipes, and those late-night taco spots you crave. But here's the real trick. Google isn't just a search company. That's the illusion they want you to believe. The real business? It's not about simply providing answers. It's about collecting you, your thoughts, your interests, your digital footprint. We trust Google with our secrets, our questions, our lives, believing it's a simple trade, question for answer. But it's so much more than that. That's just the opening act, the part you're meant to see. Behind the scenes, every search, every click, every request is another piece of you added to their ever-growing puzzle. Your digital self mapped out in detail. Google isn't in the business of information retrieval. They're in the business of you retrieval, turning your habits, your curiosities, and your routines into data. They've mastered the art of looking like a public utility, a helpful friend, while actually operating as the most effective data-gathering machine in history. We hand over our lives thinking it's harmless, thinking it's just the cost of convenience, but it's all by design, carefully crafted to feel effortless. The search engine is just the bait, the shiny lure that draws you in. The real product isn't the answers you get, it's your attention, your habits, your desires, and your future choices. And business? It's never been better. The more you search, the more valuable you become. The greatest magic trick Google ever pulled was convincing us we're just users, not the product. Welcome to the show where you're the star and you never even saw the trick happen. If you're not paying for the product, you are the product. It's a phrase you've probably heard before, but have you ever stopped to think about what it really means in the digital age? With Google, that's not just a catchy slogan, it's the foundation of their entire business model, the engine that drives their global empire. Every free tool you use, search, Gmail, Maps, YouTube, comes with a hidden price tag. That price is your data, your habits, and your attention, quietly collected and analyzed every second you're online. Imagine walking into a store where everything is free, but every step, every glance, every purchase is tracked, analyzed, and sold to the highest bidder. That's the reality of our digital world. In Google's world, your clicks, your searches, and every moment you spend online are a form of currency, valuable commodities traded behind the scenes. Each action you take is a tiny transaction, building a digital profile more detailed and intimate than you'd ever willingly share with anyone, even your closest friends. We think we're getting a great deal, free email, free maps, endless videos, but Google is getting something far more valuable. A direct, unfiltered feed into your thoughts, preferences, and desires. The illusion is free. The reality? You're trading away pieces of yourself, your privacy, your choices, your digital identity, for a little convenience. Every service is a data pipeline, quietly siphoning information from your life, and you are the never-ending source. It's the most lopsided trade in history, and most of us agreed to it with a single click, never reading the fine print or questioning the cost. The real cost isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in lost privacy, in the erosion of our personal boundaries. And Google's vast empire spanning the globe is built on that invisible trade, our data for their services. So next time you see free, ask yourself, are you still sure it doesn't cost anything? How does Google do it? How does a company know so much about billions of people without ever meeting them face to face? Not with spies in vans or shadowy figures lurking in the background, but with invisible algorithms quietly collecting digital breadcrumbs every second you're online. Every action, checking the weather, using maps, watching YouTube, or even just searching for a recipe, drops another crumb, adding to your digital trail. One crumb is nothing, but millions collected over days, months, and years create a detailed portrait of your habits, preferences, and routines. Your phone knows when you wake up, Maps knows where you go and how often. Chrome tracks every site you visit, even the ones you forget about. Gmail logs your conversations and contacts. YouTube tracks what you watch, what you skip, and even what you comment on or like. It's not just what you search, it's every tap, every swipe, every digital interaction you make. The algorithm learns your habits, your interests, and even tries to guess your mood based on your activity and reactions. We're willing participants trading privacy for convenience, often without a second thought. We want personalized recommendations, saved addresses, instant logins, and a search history that remembers for us. But we never see the full picture. Only Google does. The true scope of what's collected is hidden behind layers of code and policy. They see the entire trail, stretching back for years, mapping your digital life in astonishing detail. It's passive surveillance, and we're the ones dropping the clues, step by step, click by click. The genius? We do it willingly, for a little extra convenience, rarely stopping to consider the cost. One crumb at a time, we build our own digital dossier, a record more complete than any diary. And Google is always watching, quietly piecing together the story of your life from the traces you leave behind. So what does Google do with all this data? They don't sell your name to advertisers, they sell access to you. Every time you load a page, a lightning-fast auction happens. The prize? Your attention. Advertisers bid to show you the perfect ad at the perfect moment based on your profile. Search for running shoes, now you see sneaker ads everywhere. Mentioned a baby shower in Gmail, suddenly it's strollers and diapers. It feels like mind reading, but it's just data. Google's ad system is the engine that prints money, over $230 billion in 2023 alone. They're not selling search results, they're selling you as the target. We provide the raw material, our data. Google refines it into audiences. Advertisers pay a premium to reach us. We're not the customers, we're the prize. The auction never stops and your attention is always up for grabs. Google's real business isn't answers, it's selling access to you. And business is booming. Google's genius isn't just search, it's the ecosystem. Each product, Android, Chrome, Maps, Gmail, YouTube, is another data pipeline. Android runs on most smartphones, tracking your location and app use. Chrome syncs your browsing across devices, seeing every site you visit. Maps knows where you live, work, and travel. Gmail scans your emails for keywords and receipts. YouTube knows what you watch, what you like, and what you believe. Each service is a snapshot. Together, they're a full-length film of your life. Google's services are free because your data is the real payment. Every tool is a tentacle, pulling more data into the central brain. The more you use, the deeper you're inside the walled garden. Convenience keeps you in, data keeps Google rich. It's not just search, it's your entire digital life. All this data builds something, a digital twin, a shadow you. It's not the real you, but a statistical model predicting your behavior, interests, and purchases. This shadow self is Google's most valuable asset. It knows your age, location, income, routines, and even your likely future moves. It infers your interests, habits, and political leanings. Advertisers don't buy access to you, they buy access to your digital twin. Google's algorithms deliver ads to the real you, based on your shadow's profile. You never see this profile, can't correct it, but it shapes what you see online. It influences your ads, your news, your recommendations. It can reinforce your biases and create a filter bubble. This shadow isn't harmless, it's an active agent, making you more predictable and profitable. Your digital twin is always evolving, always for sale, and you have no idea what it really looks like. Is Google evil? It's tempting to say yes, but it's more complicated. Google isn't a cartoon villain, it's a system built for ruthless efficiency. Its goal, collect more data, refine it, and sell more targeted ads. The harm, filter bubbles, misinformation, anxiety, is a byproduct, not the mission. Google's employees aren't plotting your downfall, they're optimizing engagement and ad revenue. The system isn't evil, it's indifferent. Your data is just a resource, like oil, to be extracted and sold. We benefit from the convenience, but we never had a real conversation about the cost. We traded privacy for shiny, free tools without reading the terms. The problem isn't good versus evil. It's a misalignment of corporate goals and public interest. Google's system is powerful, but it's not invincible. We're part of it, and we can demand better. But first, we have to see the trade for what it is. The system is vast, but you're not powerless. You can't unplug completely, but you can be a more conscious user. Awareness is the first step. Knowing how the system works gives you control. When you see a targeted ad, recognize its data, not magic. Look at Google's services with a critical eye. Ask, what am I giving up for this convenience? Take action, check your Google account settings. Delete your search, location, and watch history. Turn off ad personalization. Try privacy-focused tools like DuckDuckGo or Firefox. You don't have to do everything at once. Start small. Think of it as digital hygiene. Clean up your data regularly. Talk to friends and family. Share what you learn. The more people who take small steps, the more pressure on companies to respect privacy. You have more power than you think. Use it. Don't just be the product, be the one who chooses. We've pulled back the curtain on Google's magic trick. The search box isn't just a gateway to answers, it's a portal into your life. Google's empire is built on trading free tools for your data. It's the greatest deal they ever made, and it's time we renegotiate. This isn't about deleting your account or going off the grid, it's about waking up to the transaction happening with every click. Your data is valuable, don't give it away blindly. We've normalized corporate surveillance, but we can demand more transparency and control. Shift from passive consumer to active digital citizen. Ask hard questions, support privacy-first companies. The system runs on our data, so we hold the power. Next time you search, remember, you're dropping a breadcrumb. Be aware, be critical, be in control. The first step to changing the game is realizing you're in one.